Fight fans came to Las Vegas for the main event of UFC 279 to see Khamzat Chimaev take on Nate Diaz, but it will not be the case. Chimaev, 178.5, 7.5 pounds overweight. Nate Diaz came in at 171, his last fight on his contract with the UFC, but it will not be against the man he thought it would be. A complete reshuffle of the UFC 279 fight card has been made earlier today. Michael Eaves alongside Dean Thomas and Brett Okamoto. And it's really hard to overstate how much Khamzat Chimaev has disrupted the entire fight card here at UFC 279. Yesterday, with his dust-up with Kevin Holland, they canceled the press conference. Now they had to reshuffle the top 3 fights on this card. Here is what the fight card will now actually look like. You will see Lee versus Rodriguez. You will see Chimaev versus Holland and Diaz versus Ferguson. Of course, Khamzat was supposed to fight Diaz. Ferguson was supposed to fight Lee, and Holland was supposed to fight Rodriguez. But fortunately, we had enough fighters to make a card here. Brett, in terms of what you've seen transpire the last few days, how would you describe what happened and what we ended up with?
I think you somehow got through it all, Michael, all of the different changes that happened in this card. You know, sometimes I'll have buddies that say, you know, would you ever want to cover a different sport? You've been covering the sport your whole career. Would you ever want to cover football? Would you ever want to cover basketball just to shake it up? Nope, because nothing like this ever happens. This is wild stuff, MMA stuff. I mean, we're still looking at Chimaev versus Diaz right behind us. We're at the weigh-in. These guys are going to be here tomorrow in 24 hours for this fight, and the entire card has changed.
Yeah, I mean, a lot happens. It's never a dull moment in MMA, but the one thing that Chimaev really disrupted is his reputation. I mean, here's a guy who everybody thought was going to be the next big thing at welterweight. Yeah. Now they're looking at him like, man, this guy, is he serious or is he a joke? So I think he really ruined his reputation with this.
Number 3 contender at 170 pounds. He may not fight at 170 pounds again. We don't know about his future here in the UFC in that regard. But let me ask you this. Based on the matchups we do have now at the top of this fight card, what do you make Ferguson versus Diaz, Holland versus Chimaev?
I love the Ferguson-Diaz fight. That's a fight that should have happened a long time ago. And what's best about it is it's more of a fair fight because let's face it, Chimaev and Diaz was a what-if fight. What if Nate can get him later? What if Nate doesn't get killed? But this is a very fair matchup. I love this fight. Now for Chimaev and Holland, again, another more fair matchup. Holland's got the length to be able to deal with him. Chimaev, we already know how good he is. I love both matchups.
Yeah, I think Dean really summarized it very well. This is a much more fair matchup. If you're a Nate Diaz fan, you feel much better about this one. He was kind of, in a way, being led to the slaughter. The whole storyline was the UFC wanted to build Khamzat Chimaev. He's a guy coming up. Nate is on his way out. So if you're a Diaz fan, you like this fight. It's a much more competitive fight. But I loved the what if, man. I really liked the what if because what if Nate Diaz did go in there and do it? What if he did look at Dana White? What if he did look at all the executives of the UFC and said, I just beat your guy? Right. That was a possibility for Saturday that we don't no longer have.
But now fight fans have 2 matchups they want to see. To your point, we want to see Ferguson versus Diaz for a long time. Now we got Holland and Chimaev, who've been talking mad trash to each other for a while, had a dust-up yesterday. They're going to settle it in the cage Saturday night, T-Mobile Arena, UFC 279.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.